I am a licensed psychotherapist and I am checking in with you to see if you have made yourself lunch today. Okay, we're gonna break all the YouTube rules and do this. And do this on my forward-facing camera because that's what I've got access to right now. And I got this new sticky thing for my phone. I need a better one because this is probably gonna fall. But here we are. We're in my kitchen, very messy. I did not prepare it for YouTube, but I am a licensed psychotherapist and I am checking in with you to see if you have made yourself lunch today. And if you have not made yourself lunch today, I want to talk about food decision paralysis and what that can feel like. I live with it, my clients live with it, and it happens to the best of us. So food decision paralysis. If you struggle with ADHD, if you struggle with any type of neurodivergence at all, complex trauma, eating disorders, things like that, you might struggle with food paralysis, food decision paralysis. What do I decide? What do I eat? What do I eat? Do I have anything in my fridge to eat? Is what I have in my fridge what I want to eat? If it's not, do I have the ability to focus, the energy, the mental clarity to go get those things? That's a whole big work in progress. But for today, just for now, and I'll talk more about the rest of it in other videos, let's just make ourselves lunch. That sometimes is the hardest part. And so if you haven't made yourself lunch, if it's breakfast where you are, let's do breakfast. If it's dinner where you are, let's do dinner. If you haven't had anything to eat and it's a random time of day, let's make a snack. So right now I have just made, and I already made it, but I realized I should probably do this as a long form video to go with my little short reminding you to eat. My go-to is pretty much the same thing every day. Social media had me convinced for a long time that I had to have like some fancy dinner meal prep kind of situation going on, or I was doing it wrong. And because I'm a perfectionist, I'm always afraid of doing it wrong. And so I would rather not do it at all than do it wrong. And so that kind of comes, for me at least, comes through for me in eating. And so if I, for a while, felt like what I was in the mood for wasn't good enough because I'm a picky eater, then I wouldn't eat at all. Because my body at a younger age could withstand just going all day without eating. And I never saw that as disordered eating or anything like that. Now, being 35 years old and realizing, okay, I have to eat, and it's had a big impact on my body and my mind, I realized that having the same thing every day until it makes me sick, basically until I never want to eat it again, is okay if it means I'm going to eat. So that has been tuna fish for me lately. Tuna and mayo. Literally, tuna and mayo. I have to stick it in the fridge. So if you have whatever your ingredients are, go grab those ingredients now. I'm going to give you a minute. I'm going to go grab some foil for the top of my dish, but I want you to bring me with you wherever you are. Hopefully my phone doesn't fall, but bring me with you and go grab something, anything at all. If it's something you like, if it's something you don't really want to eat, but you have and you're willing to eat, like whatever it is, let's make something together, okay? So I'm going to go grab my tin foil. While I go grab my tin foil, you can pause me and then you can go grab something, anything to eat. And I am so proud of you for being here with me and doing that. Let's do it. Ooh, maybe you want to hear the ASMR sound. Probably too much tin foil. It's okay. I repurposed the tin foil for clay sculptures, or I recycle it. Oops, I'm looking at myself. I'm the new YouTuber. Forgive me if I forget to look at you because I am self-conscious. Okay, so I have put the foil on the thing. I probably could use some type of recyclable cover for this. I probably could be more eco-conscious here, use less tin foil. I'm making a video. I wasn't thinking about that. Here we are. Put this in the fridge because my tuna, the tune has to be chilled. If you know, you know. Putting it in the fridge. And now for me, I still have, I try to have my lunch by 1. So I have my green juice, which if you think this is gross, it's okay. I used to think this was gross too, but for a picky person who doesn't eat veggies, it is saving my gut and my life. So if you are ready to take a bite, let's take a bite together. I'm gonna drink my green juice. If you are having green juice or a smoothie, let's drink together. Let's enjoy it. Let's be proud of ourselves because here we are having a snack with a stranger. You don't know me. I don't know you. I don't think. I don't know. If I know you, hi. If I don't know you, hello. Nice to meet you. My name is Jessica. I'm a licensed psychotherapist and I struggle with everything. All right, we're doing it. I'm proud of you. You're here. You're with me. You're laughing at me. You're laughing with me. and we're facing this thing called food decision paralysis. So if you're sitting here eating with me, let's talk a couple more minutes about the food decision paralysis. The ways that I have combated it, the ways I try to help my clients combat it, is first undoing the layers of shame around food and your food choices. Like identifying that shame is there, that you have it, how it shows up. And that might be with a therapist. You can write about this in your journal, but really thinking about like, where does my food shame come from? And what things have I been told throughout my life about food and food choices? How was I presented with food choices as a child? Did I have a choice as a child with food? Was food used as a tool for punishment or control as a child? And so all of those things can have an impact on you as an adult making decisions around food for yourself, maybe even for your children. I'm speaking as someone who doesn't have any children, and so I don't know what it's like to have to think about making meals for other people. I just have to think about making meals for myself, my husband sometimes, but he's pretty good at, taking care of his own stuff because he's not neurodivergent, and he doesn't struggle with these things. Well, we don't know. But we're eating today and we're making this decision and we're doing it without shame. If you have a cheeseburger in front of you, if you have a bag of Doritos in front of you, if we're eating, and the goal today is to eat if we haven't eaten. If you've eaten today and you've done it already, awesome. Maybe this video is for another day when you haven't. So we're gonna get rid of the shame, and then we are going to figure out what we like. Figuring out what I liked was probably the hardest part about this, overcoming my food shame and my food issues. It was really figuring out what I liked, because I have always been picky, and I'm learning now that I think I had sensory issues, or I know I have sensory issues, and those sensory issues have been with me for a really long time, and they showed up as being the picky kid, the kid who didn't like anything, and that was met with punishment, with control, with all of these things that made it so that food and me had a huge wall and a barrier up between it, and it felt like it didn't matter, it wasn't valuable, it wasn't important, and it was something that built a lot of discomfort in my body when it was presented with me. I also had family that would always want me to try things. Just try this. And if I said no, it was shame. Oh, you never try anything. This is why you're so picky. And it was a constant barrage of messages growing up around what I should and shouldn't like around food. And the natural reactions that were happening in my body were shunned as bad or wrong. And so now, as an adult who's gone through therapy and trauma work, and I'm a therapist myself and have been through school and trainings, I realize, holy crap, I had that autonomy all along. And you might just be starting your journey, and you may need to start therapy or you might be in therapy and maybe food you haven't tackled yet. But when you start that journey of realizing that you actually have control over the relationship you have with food, and you also have control over the shame and that narrative, and that it's a slow, painstaking journey to uncover and unpack, but eventually you can get to a place where you can think, I like this. I love tuna fish. I didn't think I liked tuna because my mom made it all the time for me. I never wanted it when she made it because I wanted what other kids were having. I didn't even know if I really wanted what other kids were having. I don't think I even knew what other kids were having. I just saw the commercials with peanut butter and fluff every day. If I was eating peanut butter and fluff every day, that wouldn't have been good either. But I do like a peanut butter and fluff. So I have learned now that no one's going to control me or punish me around what I eat except for myself. And if you have people in your life that are controlling you or punishing you around food, I see you. And let's still take as many grains of salt, let's still take as many points of interest and inspiration as we can here until we get to a safe space with being able to make our own choices around that stuff, because you'll get there and we'll get you there. So what do I like? And that journey, again, might be with a therapist, might be with yourself, starting to try things again. Once you've uncovered, oh, I don't like tuna fish because my mom made it every day and would force me to eat it even when I didn't want to eat it, but I actually really like it. And so now I eat it every day, but it's because I am the one telling myself I want to have it. And sometimes I catch myself not wanting it because it's the only thing in the house, and it's like I can hear that feeling, or I can feel that feeling and hear my mom saying, you have to eat it. It's the only thing in the house. I'm not getting you anything else because you guys ate everything else in the house. You ate all the snacks. So now I have to remind myself, because my body has that same reaction, like someone's making me have the tuna in the fridge. But in reality, if I really don't want the tuna in the fridge, I could go to the store. But that's a whole nother issue of agoraphobia and wanting to leave the house. So having what you want in the house, knowing what you want, and then having it available to you. So we've gotten rid of shame, or we want to work on getting rid of shame, because we know it's not that easy. We want to take a bite or take a sip. We want to figure out what we like, and then we want to have what we like available to us. And that's at all times if we can. And some of us might struggle with binge eating or overeating. And in reality, the food paralysis decision making whole situation, once we can gain a bit of understanding and control over that, the binge eating and the other things that come along with it will start to maybe make a little more sense or feel a little bit more in your control. So I'm going to repeat the steps again. And eventually I'm going to have like text on the bottom. I'm going to work on these videos. We're going to go so far. But if you join me now, and this is a good time for me to plug, please hit like or subscribe if this video has been of any benefit to you. I am learning more about the ins and outs of being a content creator on YouTube, and this is all new to me. And so I'm going to do things. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm neurodivergent. I am just sometimes all over the place, but most days I'm pretty organized, and most days I'm here and I'm ready to show up and create content that resonates. So if it resonates, like and subscribe. And if you have more questions around food paralysis, then that's great. But let's repeat our steps for overcoming food decision paralysis. We're going to look at the shame. We're going to identify what are the stories we've been telling ourselves around food that have hindered us and that make us feel bad about food or make us feel uncomfortable about food. What do we like? What do we not like? What is it that makes us all excited to eat? And what is it that we absolutely know we don't like? And is it possible we could retry things we thought we didn't like in the past and try it again because we've evolved, we've gotten rid of that shame, and maybe that broccoli that you thought you hated because your mom used to make it when you were grounded and that was all you could eat, maybe you actually kind of like it. Now, again, we want to do this if you've had significant food trauma, if you've had significant situations happen around food. That is why having a therapist is really important. I am not here to provide therapy, just some supplemental psychoeducation around what's going on and a little insight into what it's like to live with this myself. So we've gotten rid of shame, we have identified what we like and we don't like, and now we are going to go to the store, or we're going to order that stuff on Instacart, and we're going to get the things that we like and that we know we want in the house. And then we're going to eat. Now, figuring out what you like and what you don't like, that's a whole nother thing, and that's a whole nother video. And I'm going to talk about how I have figured out what I do and don't like after deconstructing my food trauma in another video. Thanks for joining me. I'm so proud of you for eating. I'm so proud of you for being here. I'm just so proud of you.